What's up? I'm so excited you guys decided to join me today on my channel. This is Perfectly Imperfect Gardening with your girl Tanya. Today I want to do something different. Well, not different. I am now trying to fix my yard up. I want to upgrade a little bit. So my goal is to take you guys around with me on my journey of upgrading my yard. So I'm going to do a series called, wait for it, Working in the Garden with Tanya. And they gonna show all of me working and doing all the upgrades myself, legally blind and all, and we'll see how everything turn out at the end. So y'all got to cut me a little bit of slack because I am legally blind. It takes me a little more time longer than it would the average person. But today I want to show you guys my food. I want to do a foodscaping. I'm calling it foodscaping, where I take food and flowers and fix up a flower bed, and we're gonna see how it come out. I hope it come out good, but we gonna see. My take you guys along with me. So please guys, I could do all this stuff for my channel, but I cannot grow it without you. So please hit that like button for me, and subscribe and hit the bell button. And if you know anybody that would like to do any of these things that I'm trying, please share my video, and comment could also help me out. So thank you, and let's get started. Okay guys, I am ready to put in the bed. I just wanted to take a quick short second and tell you guys what I'm gonna put in there. So let me show you guys right quick what I have. I have tomatoes. I am in zone 10A. So if you watch my previous videos, you would know that I have tomato plants for years. They like perennial here where I'm at. As long as you keep them, the leaves up, and you make sure that it get a lot of airflow, they will last for a long time. It lasts so long I decided to take them out because I want to do something different with the bed. So I'm trying to put stuff here that I don't have to change out all the time like I had to do those flowers. So this is the first kind, sweet 100, super sweet 100. And also let me quickly tell you, because I am cheap, I always look for the flowers with 2 stems. See that? 2 stems. 2 stems mean 2 seeds made those. When it comes to tomatoes, it means 2 seeds made those, and that means 2 different plants. Tomatoes are very forgiving if you take the roots and mess with them. Some plants don't like their roots to be touched or messed with, but a lot of plants do, and I take advantage of that anytime I can, even with the next vegetable that I'm gonna be putting inside this bed. I do this. Also, if you go and let your plant grow like this with 2 stems, they're gonna have to share the nutrients. They're gonna start probably fighting each other, and they're not gonna grow as big. So you want to separate these plants anyhow. So look for 2 plants, and I'm gonna show you guys how to put them in, how to separate them and put them in. Okay, that's the sweet 100, which look like that. Over here. Okay, and the next one is, so I'm gonna have 2 plants of those. The next one is Cherokee Carbon Hybrid Tomato, Indeterminate. Okay, let it focus. Focus. And that is that one. That is pretty. That's a pretty tomato. Okay. And like I said, I have the 2 stems also on here. I know y'all also might be saying, why don't she ever wear gloves or anything? Be all her nails be dirty and all that stuff like that. But guys, with my vision, it's so hard for me to see. I have to use my hands and my ears and my smells and everything more than you might have to. So I have to be able to touch and feel a little more until I get better with it. So I prefer to not wear gloves so that I could be able to feel a little better. So again, just to remind you, this is the Cherokee Carbon tomato. My next tomato, so that's gonna be four tomatoes plants, which only have one stem because I couldn't find none with more than one. So sometimes you have to take that loss and have only one. But whenever you could, and they do have plants with more than one stem that you want, make sure you get those and save yourself some money. So I feel like I paid full price for this one. And it's the red beef steak tomato. Some tomato slicers. I love tomato sandwiches. When Jess from Roots and Refuge be talking about those tomato sandwiches and how she loved to eat them, and she also show in one of her videos how she make her tomato sandwiches, it just make your mouth water. I feel you, Jess. I feel you, girl. And she also right when it comes to tomato taste. When ever since I've been having my garden, I cannot eat the store tomatoes either. They taste like water. Nothing like a homegrown tomatoes. Y'all, even if you don't have a backyard or any space, if you just have a porch, get a big enough pot. Put some soil in it. Put a plant in it. Grow yourself some tomatoes and see the difference from the store and homemade. You cannot beat it. You can't beat it, people. You can't. That's a known fact. So when they send tomatoes from the stores, they come from so many miles away, thousands of miles away. So yes, they have to make sure none of the pests from that state come into our state. So of course they have to gas it. Well, they have to radiate them to make sure they kill all pests. Then they have to gas it to make sure it turn color. Cause once they radiate it, it's not gonna turn color no longer. So, and when you go to the store and get your tomatoes, you're actually eating green tomatoes. A lot of people like green tomatoes fried, but when you going for a beautiful red tomatoes, yeah, they look so beautiful sitting up there, red, beautiful and plump. Not thinking that it's artificially done that way. When you go to your backyard and your tomatoes sitting there red and plump, you know it's ripe. And you could tell once you bite into it, all just from the taste. Okay, let's get on to our next plant. This beautiful thing, and yes, I also do that with my pepper plants. I make sure they have two stems when I could. This is the red bell pepper. Okay, good boy, good boy. Okay, go play. Okay. The next one is a Bonnie green bell pepper. The orange bell pepper. Orange bell. Okay, y'all, ready? Here we go. First, I want to say I only have one kind of flower right now because I'm going to put some seeds in also that's going to come up later, and it's going to come alive right in front of my eyes. And y'all's too, if y'all stay tuned and do the tours with me, just hit that bell button. Subscribe and hit that bell button. You'll see when these tours come. You're going to see how this garden and my yard come alive right in front of your eyes. and you'll be seeing it from the beginning. So, these are, drum roll please. Look how gorgeous those are. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Have y'all guessed what it was? Go ahead and guess. Put it in the comments. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. If you guessed irises, you are correct. I bought this for $1. They didn't have no bulbs by themselves, so I bought these for $1, and it's purple, and I made sure it had multiple ones, that way I could separate them so they can get a little bigger. But stuff like this, like tulips and stuff like that, can grow close together and on top of each other and still grow quite fine. But I don't have many of these, and I don't have much room. I have a lot of space to cover, and I don't have many of these. So I'm gonna separate them and spread them out the same way I separate the tomatoes and the peppers. And they don't mind it either because they have such thick roots. They untangle as if it was fishing wire or something. They untangle very easy, and I'll show you how to do that with these coming right up. So let's get started. Let me show you the space where I'm going to be planting, and I'll show you the layout that I'm thinking about giving. Put that right now. And we will get to work. The spot where I am about to work on, I clipped it out right here. That was the stuff that was in there. So now I'm gonna put this stuff in here. I already had used this bed before, but I'm just gonna amend. Got some very sandy dirt down here. And tomatoes, that's where I'm doing the tomato, has to be deep, 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 deep. Because the deeper you put your tomato, as you can put your tomato in, that's why it's a lot better to do your tomatoes from starters than it is from seed, I think. Because you could be able to put it down deeper, and tomatoes isn't like any other plant where if you cover the root, the stem, it could cause root rot and a whole lot of damage and stuff like that to the root, like bacterial and fungus and stuff like that. So tomatoes thrive when soil hit it, because that's how it normally grow across the dirt. So when soil hit the roots of a tomato plant, it start making more roots. More roots equal more stronger plant. So your plant actually get way stronger plant, make better resistance to pests, better resistance to whole insects and stuff like that. So you want your plant to be as healthy as possible. You want to give your plant the best chance possible when you are growing it. So, wow, that is deep. Yes, it is. You see how sandy this dirt is? It's not as sandy as it was. It's really not even no color, it be white. So it is a lot better than it was. I'm getting the manure, y'all. So what I do, I put it in there, and I make sure the sides get it. Then I figure out how deep I want my tomato plant. At least up to here, because all this can be roots, which will make this plant even more healthier. So the better chance I can give it, the better chance it'll be off. This the bottom. I just worked this on out, y'all. At first, when you first do it, it's gonna look like they want to die back a little bit. Some do and some don't. But try to leave as much root as you could. So what I do, because it right here way close together, they are really stuck together right there. See that? Let it focus. Okay. See how that look like it's really together right there? You have to work that apart. So that's why I be saying shake it, y'all. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Shake it like a Polaroid. See, this is, you like, whoa, where all the roots at? That one, all the roots over there. You don't pull all the roots off of that. Believe it or not, it's not gonna make a difference, because it's gonna make even more roots together, because I'm gonna plant it deeper down into the soil. But I just leave this like this, and I take off all these lower branches, all of this. Let's see. And I just leave this top part, so I can have some energy, so I can pull the energy, and the roots will have a good chance of growing. So let me fill this in. Making sure I cover up all those roots, cover all that stem up as far as I could. With all this good manure goodness, I'm gonna take this one off because it's hitting the ground. You do not want your leaves to touch the ground, because that's where, let's put these leaves on here. Yeah. So, okay. And that's tomato plant number 1. And now I'm gonna repeat this all the way down. Okay, I'm gonna repeat this all the way down, and I'm gonna come back to number 2, which is gonna be the peppers. And I'm gonna show you guys how I do those. Tomatoes in. All the way down. Now, it's time to do the peppers. Guys, for the shade, but with my vision, I can't be in that sun like that because I have uveitis. Whew. But I hope you have enough light to see what I'm finna do to this pepper plant. You know what? I heard a lot of people, even I have tried, see on the top of a pepper plant, that top part right here, they take that out, and it causes the tree to bush more, because they'll put energy on producing more leaves and foliage. But I found that it really don't do much for me or matter, so I just leave mine alone majority of the time. But for the sake of experimenting, I'm going to do one since it's the same plant, developed at the same time and buried at the same time. I'm going to do an experiment. I'm going to take one of the tops out, my top one, and leave one regularly. I got the same size hole, the same amendments, and I'm going to see which one grow better. So, the first hole, let's first take it out of the pot. Let's do that first. Ooh. That ain't hardly developed nowhere. It's like it just falling apart by itself. Would it have any root system left? Yeah, I got just enough. Let's show you. I just put it in. Now put the other one in here next to it. And this second one I'm gonna top. Hold on, now I can't even see it. It's so far apart from my eye. But let me feel. That's what I was saying. I have to feel for most stuff. Take this top, pop it right out. Boop. And let's see which one grows the best. The one not topped or the one that's topped. So excited. Which one will grow the best? We'll find out on the tour. So make sure y'all subscribe, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna finish that out. But before that, let me go ahead and show you guys the irises. So I can go ahead and put everything in the ground. Then that way when I come back, I can show you how everything look at the end. Okay, my irises. How am I gonna do these? Remember I told you guys that the roots on these irises is like thick and pretty much like fish string, like fishing pole wire. They thick like that, and it will remind you of the thickness of fishing line. Look at that root system. Look how thick that is. Like, yeah, and it's so easy to detangle because it's so thick. And see, they bulbs. They start them from bulbs. This around right here, they're very easy to come out because it's so thick. So I just work these until I get them all detangled. To all the roots are separated. See? And you keep all of, pretty much all the roots. This the one had the least roots. But look at that root system on those. Beautiful irises. And I'm gonna have these going around. This one haven't did anything yet. It's easier just to do it this way. do this to build up my sides a little bit. Then I spread the roots out. Y'all see how I got the roots spread out in there? So I spread the roots out. Then I cover them. And there we go. This thing turned out. Guys, I am done. I put some statues in it to fill it up a little bit, because y'all know if y'all don't put flowers that's already blooming in here, it's not gonna look as marvelous until then. But I put seeds, some marigolds for the tomatoes and the pest, and I also put in some zinnias, the buttons, flowers around in there, so they should come up soon. It's not going to be as beautiful as it could be, but as time go by, you'll see it bloom more and more and more as the tomatoes grow up, the peppers grow up, the flowers come in. It's going to be a whole lot better. Thank you guys so much for staying with me throughout the whole video. Please like, subscribe, and hit that bell button. That way you can see it grow in front of your eyes right along with me. Thank you guys so much, and you have a blessed day.